U.S. legislators interrogating the CEO of Boeing and victims as U.S. senators question Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun about the company's culture. The relatives of those killed in aviation crashes yelled at him during the whole hearing. Mr. Calhoun testified on Tuesday to Congress that the corporation had learned from past mistakes and that the mechanism for staff whistleblowers works, but legislators still accused him of not doing enough to fix a culture of retaliation. The American business gained notoriety most recently when a door panel on a brand new 737 MAX aircraft broke off during a flight operated by Alaska Airlines in January, creating a large hole. In April, Boeing whistleblowers informed the Senate that there were major production problems with the 737 MAX, 787 Dreamliner, and 777 models as part of an ongoing inquiry. Appointing himself as CEO in 2020, Mr. Calhoun informed the Senate subcommittee that an untrained workforce is partially to blame for certain issues. He intends to step down later this year. He attributed the company's manufacturing problems to the layoffs and employee turnover that afflicted the industry during the COVID pandemic. A large portion of this is caused by an undertrained labor force. Really, that's all that matters, he remarked. 5 years ago, the business was heavily criticized following the loss of two 737 MAX aircraft in nearly identical incidents that claimed 346 lives. Holding up images of their loved ones, several family members of those who perished in those crashes attended the court. They had previously held a press conference outdoors. Zipporah Correa, whose father perished in the 2019 Boeing 737 MAX 8 tragedy, said, "I flew from England to Washington, D.C. to hear in person what the Boeing CEO has to say to the Senate and to the world about any safety improvements made at that corporation. Additionally, I keep pushing the U.S. government to prosecute Boeing and its business executives for the 346 fatalities. We won't stop until justice is served." During the hearing, Clarice Moore confronted Mr. Calhoun and inquired about "my daughter's last breath on the plane." Clarice Moore's daughter passed away in a Boeing disaster in Ethiopia in 2019. "Did she give me a call?" she said. "Did someone hold her hands?" Family members were thanked by Committee Chairman Richard Blumenthal for having the strength and courage to be with us as the stressful meeting go. Under you. What Boeing was doing to end this broken safety culture was another thing he insisted on knowing. Mr. Calhoun answered, "I promise you that I paid attention to the whistleblowers." He also admitted that the corporation had retaliated against a number of whistleblowers, but he had not spoken to any of them. "I know it happens," he remarked, adding that he had no idea how many workers had faced disciplinary action or termination for raising concerns about safety. Mr. Calhoun stood during the hearing and turned to apologize to the families for their losses. "They're heartbreaking," he murmured, appearing to lose control of his voice. "I apologize for the sorrow we have brought about." Howard McKenzie, the head engineer at Boeing, stated in court that the engineering team absolutely had a safety-first mentality. Following the session, Senator Blumenthal told BBC News that he would not be pleased with the CEO's responses and that further investigation was necessary. "I have a lot more questions that need to be answered and we're going to be pursuing our investigation," he stated. The U.S. Department of Justice notified Boeing in May that it had opened a criminal inquiry into the company's procedures. On Tuesday, a number of family members expressed their hope that the corporation will face criminal prosecution.